We're learning more tonight about a freight train derailment that caused a chemical spill in East Palestine, Ohio earlier this year. At the final day of the NTSB safety hearings on the February crash, the unions representing rail workers provided shocking testimony about the lack of inspection of cars that might have prevented the derailment and the environmental disaster that followed. Union officials alleging the Norfolk Southern cut both the number of inspectors and the amount of time the company would allow inspectors to check rail cars for defects, as well as using another method that doesn't stop trains and rail yards for those checks.
With the train never being yarded where they change out the crews, there is no qualified mechanical inspection that has to be performed in an instance, and therefore that can be used to skate the regulation.
Officials also hearing from firefighters who say they had limited time to make their decision. East Palestine's fire chief telling investigators that the railroad only gave him 13 minutes to decide whether to vent and burn carloads of hazardous material. Now, as this hearing goes on in Ohio, the bipartisan rail safety legislation is now stuck in the Senate. Lawmakers proposing a bill that they say would increase safety and accountability on railways are blaming lobbyists for trying to weaken the bill. Still, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are continuing to fight for that legislation.
And that Wall Street model undermines public safety and enriches executives. That's not the way this can continue.
The rail safety bill hasn't moved since early May when it had a committee hearing. There's no word on if or when that could change.